this video, I'm going to be breaking down the next trends that are happening in SMMA and how you can use these trends to make 6 and 7 figures for your own agency. Some of these strategies that I'm going to show you may totally change the way you look at SMMA, but that's what it's supposed to do. What I'm about to show you is a way that you can create any offer at any time, at any point, to make it unique and stand out from your competitors. That way you can go and make way more money than anybody that's ever against you. So really quick, before we jump into this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because it's free and it really helps me. Let's jump right into it. So I have my whiteboard here. Okay, I'm gonna just use this whiteboard to kind of explain this method. Now, I've talked about this before on my channel. This is kind of like a problem that most agencies face when they're doing outreach for the first time. It kind of looks something like this. Hey, what's up? I'm an agency. I work with businesses like yours, and we help businesses like yours do either a couple one of these things. Either they're gonna say we do lead generation, we do qualified appointments. What's another saturated thing that people say? Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads too, right? You all say that. Another thing, SEO. These are all things that you guys say when you're doing outreach. If you've tried to do it before, chances are you've tried to do this in this way. A couple things are wrong with this method, okay? So when you're doing this, you're really coming from a place of like, you're down here and they're up here. You're like, hey, please, I work with companies like you. Please give me a chance. That's just how it comes off as. Also, number two, you're not really selling a program. You're more selling like the service itself, which doesn't really have a lot of appeal. For example, if some of you guys know who Alex Hormozy is, he had his gym launch offer, right? Which is essentially just consulting plus lead generation for gyms. So when he was doing his ads, right, you'll always see like his ads do some kind of big claim. So the ad will say something like, we will add $200,000 to your gym or you don't pay. So it's kind of vague on the front end because he wants people to click so that they can see more about it and that they can sell them on the actual landing page. And that's what we have to do too. But how do we do that if this is a problem that we're facing? If you guys have ever seen some of my outreach videos here on YouTube, you'll notice I say something that is completely different than most people, right? You'll notice that I actually use their desired prospects as a way to get in the door. If you guys have ever seen some of my mortgage cold calling videos, I tell them, hey, I work with people that want to buy a home. I have nobody to send them to. And that's the same thing we're going to do here. So looking at this chart, we're going to say, hey, what's up? I'm an agency or I'm just a person and I work with your desired prospects. So if I was going to work with, let's say, a roofing company, hey, I work with homeowners in your city that need their roof either replaced or repaired and I don't have anybody to send them to. That's why I was calling you. So now let's go back to what I was saying. So now you're not really coming from a place of like desperation. You're down here, they're up here. Now it's just like, hey, I'm calling people in the area. It's really just a matter of who's going to take these inquiries. Is it you or the next person? Do you want some information? Yes or no? So now again, you have a little bit more authority on the call. You have more altitude on the call because you're not coming from a place of like, hey, please help me. It's more like, hey, I have this opportunity. Do you want more information? But let me break it down more. So how can we create a unique selling point or some kind of trend in SMMA? So there's a couple ways to do that. So I'm going to kind of just write them out. The first one is AI. That is a huge one. So a lot of people understand what AI is now. They just don't really know how to implement that in their business. They don't know how they can make money from it. For example, if we're selling a lead generation service, you could say something like, hey, we used to run Facebook ads, but now what we do is we have this AI bot that qualifies inquiries that we get and will schedule them in your calendar, all right? So essentially you're using your AI as a hook. Like, wait, what? You have an AI bot that generates inquiries and then qualifies them? It's like, yeah, that's actually why I was calling you. I wanted to send you some information about it. What's a good email? And then you send them a link to a video or a landing page, and essentially you're just going to explain, hey, what's up? I'm a marketing agency. We used to run ads and we used to get really bad results. So now what we do is we still run ads, but now we have this unique selling point that generates this brand new result or the same result, but in a different way. So what you guys have seen me do on YouTube and also with this AI thing is like the referral network, you know, the AI, it's all technically the same service, but it's positioned as a different opportunity just because, again, it's something they never heard of before. So the AI is a good way to stand out. Referral network is a good way to stand out. Another way that we can do that, which you guys have also seen me do on YouTube, is using website assets. So you could say something like, hey, what's up? You know, I'm a marketing agency, but before you hang up, I actually have this website, or I have this network of websites that I generate inquiries from for roofing in your city. I just don't have anybody to give them to, and I wanted to know if you were interested in maybe partnering or seeing more about this opportunity, right? So website assets, that's a really good one. So now that we have this, why do we need this? Why do we want this? What is the benefit of this? Two things. Number one, again, you're coming from a place of authority. So that's number one. And number two, you're also not allowing anybody to tell you if it works or not. So what I mean by that is if you were to cold call people and tell them that you run ads and that you do Facebook ads, for example, they may be able to sit there and tell you, oh, Facebook ads don't work and I hate Facebook ads and you're dumb because they don't work, whatever. And then they hang up on you. But if you were to say something like, hey, I have this AI tool that's generating and qualifying inquiries, I just don't have anybody to give them to, then they're like, okay, wait, so I understand the result. I'm going to get more deals. I'm going to get more jobs. But what is this AI thing? So again, no one's going to sit there and tell you like, oh man, your AI tool, that doesn't work because again, they've never heard of that. Okay, so I'm going to do this last analogy to really make it understandable for you guys watching right now. So if that didn't make any sense, maybe this will make more sense or even kind of help it connect more in your mind. So let's use two examples, right? We'll do it like this. So this is side A over here and this is side B over here. So let's say that right now we're going to look at an example of a circus, right? So at a certain point in time, there was a circus that would like come to town, right? It was a traveling circus. They would travel across, the country and they would go from city to city doing a show. That used to be very common, right? So you'd have like, the tent here, you'd have like some clowns over here, you know what I'm saying? They have like crazy hair. There's a guy freaking selling cotton candy, you know what I'm saying? Over here, he's got cotton candy. So this is what the circus was. This is what it used to look like. And every single time the circus would come to town, they would do the same show because they're a traveling circus. They don't really have, a lot of time to rehearse or even do new things. So every single time the circus would come back, they started getting less and less people showing up. That's just because, again, they kept seeing the same old freaking thing. So now if we go back to the example I gave you earlier with Alex Hormozi with his gym launch thing, it's like, hey, we will add $200,000 to your bottom line or you don't pay. It's called gym launch. But if you were to go and do that same thing on an ad, but say, hey, what's up? I'm Alex Hormozi and I will consult you and run ads for your gym. You'll get this result. Everybody would just be like, hell no, this makes no sense. I don't want anything to do with that because it's the same old thing. So now using those examples that I just showed you, how do we make this analogy with the circus? So now what happens is the circus has to adapt. And so now the new circus is something like Cirque du Soleil, right? They even named it something, however you spell it, Cirque, whatever it is. But now it's not just the circus. Now it's not the same old thing. Now it's Cirque du Soleil, right? So you see the point. So now once they reimagine, once they redid their offer, same exact thing, right? They're still doing a circus type of show, but now it's positioned as something different. It's not that people don't want marketing. It's not that people don't want lead generation or SEO or qualified appointments or all the saturated things that you guys say on the phone or in your ads. It's that they want something new. They want to be able to say, hey, I've tried those things and I've had this result, whether it worked or not. I want to try something new. I want to make sure I'm up to date in my business. Those are some ways that you can stand out from your competitors and how you can take control over that thing so no one can tell you whether it works or not. They're just genuinely intrigued. And so I gave you some examples earlier in the video, but go even further. Ask ChatGPT, write it in prompt something like generate 30 names of a lead generation program that is positioned as a referral network or a website asset or an AI bot for roofers to get more jobs. And then just see what it says. Just see what it says. Name that thing. So make it unique and then name that thing. And for some of you watching this video thinking like, wait a second, how do I make it make sense? Like if I tell them that it's an AI bot, like how do I get them to understand that I run ads? Well, that's what the VSL for. So if you want more information on that, watch my previous video where I break down my sales process so it all makes sense together. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video and changed a lot of your minds on SMMA and how you can stand out from everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because it's free and it really helps me. And I'll see you guys when I see you guys.